The following, I'm going to talk about the following part of this introduction part of this book. So, in the following, author try to talk about a brief history of statistical learning. It involves a lot of interesting facts, but in context, it's so what we can know is that it starts from like 19th century, and a lot of people propose maybe linear regression at the very beginning of the 19th century, and it's only after 1970 people have raised a lot of algorithm. So this is a very young subject. So I will go through every details. So I only give some basic information of the history. And the next thing is about this book. So I want to skip this part. But what I'm going to talk stress is the author right here. So it's about the four premises. It's so generally it's about like what author try to convey in this paper, and what's their focus, and what is ignored in this paper. So first, we also talk about a lot of like methods, and in the second one, author says that statistical learning should not be viewed as a series of black boxes. So this is the idea, very important idea of this paper, of this book. Author trying to give a very detailed of like the motivation and model and assumption of every method. So the intention is to make sure when you are using some method, you know which kind of parameters they can tuning, and which kind of like data it should be used on, and for some specific kind of data, which kind of algorithm should I use on, instead of just to select a random one. So every method has its detailed algorithm, and it will affect which kind of data is best for this kind of method. So for each method, I also try to give a detail of its motivation so that people can know where to use. So that's why the people also says that the method should not be viewed as a black box. And second one, this is the third one. The third one is talking about that an author does not want to include every details of the theory. So this is also important when you are going plan to see this read this book, because this book does not include a lot of proofs, although it's statistical. But for me, it's more like a application book of some statistical tools. It will emphasize on model intuition assumption, like every detail of this method, how it works, but it would not talk about how to like some theoretical information like the bound and the theoretical proofs. It has some, but this book does not focus on. And the last one is that this book is very focused on applications, which means that there are a lot of coding parts, and it says by also that one third of the classroom time is to working on some labs, and we can also say that it is give a lot of examples to use R as a tool to analyze some real data or simulated data. So as a summary, um, the author gave details on model, intuition, assumption, but no theory. And also, this author talk about the application, especially about the coding. And also, the next part, the author talk about who should read this book. So generally, the answer is that they are very broad and they generally require no program language. But if you know some program language, it's great. And also, it does not require specific mathematical background, but it will help you understand the concepts better. So that's which kind of people should read this book. And next, also talk about notations, but I will skip this part because it's hard to remember everything here. So I will just talk about them when we go to the detail of the book. So the next part is about organization of this book, like which chapter is about. I think this part is very important. I try to organize and give some organize the structure instead of just a list of the structure of the book. So first chapter, what we are talking about is the first chapter. So we start from chapter 2. Chapter 2 is about the basic concepts, terminology of the statistical learning, and 3 and 4 is about supervised learning, is classification and regression. And in chapter 5, also does not talk about unsupervised learning. Instead, it's a continue of chapter 3 and 4. It's about cross-validation and bootstrap. It is used to estimate some accuracy of the methods, so it can be seen as a continue or following of chapter 3 and 4. And in chapter 6 and 7, they are also continue of the previous model. Previous chapters. 6 and 7 talk about linear and nonlinear and some techniques. And in chapter 8, we also talk about tree-based methods. And in chapter 8, we also talk about support vector machines. So these two chapters can be seen as two independent methods. They are too important and complicated, so they also use a separate chapter for the two parts. And last one is for unsupervised learning. So generally, we can see that the authors put a lot of time on supervised learning instead of unsupervised learning. We only have one chapter for unsupervised learning. So I guess that's everything we need to know about other part of the introduction.